Are we ready, Senator?
Yes, Mr. Controller, Budget
As
Director.
a regular assembly member. Okay. All right. Good morning. I'd like to call to order the scheduled meeting of the Higher Education Capital Matching Grants Board. I'd like to welcome those who are joining us virtually via Zoom. And before we get started, Sarah Richards of DASNY has a legal announcement that she'd like to read for the record.
Great, thank you, and welcome everyone. As a result of the ongoing public health emergency related to COVID, Executive Order 202.1 is issued by Governor Cuomo, is extended, authorizes public boards to meet remotely and take authorized actions without permitting public in-person access to meetings. The public must have the ability to view or listen to the proceedings, and the meetings must be recorded and transcribed. Therefore, an audio and video recording of today's meeting will be accessible from DASNY's website within 2 days, and today's proceedings will be transcribed and posted as soon as practicable under the circumstances. For additional information regarding the emergency declaration or the executive order, please see the DASNY website. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Sarah. So at this time, for the record, I would like the members and designees to identify themselves. I'll start with myself. My name is Robert Mujica. I represent Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Assemblymember Deborah Glick, representing the New York State Assembly.
State Senator Toby Ann Stavisky, representing the State Senate.
Thank you. So with that, I'd like to also thank DASNY and the staff who serve as the staff for the HECap board for all your hard work during this time. I also want to introduce Sarah Richards. She's the Managing Senior Director of Governance and Administration, who will introduce her staff. Sarah?
Thank you. And many of the colleges will know these people. They've been dealing with them for years. I am happy to have been working on the HECap program for many years. And with me today as an attendee is Karen Hunter, who is our Director of Grants Administration, Deanne DePace, who is a Senior Grant Administrator at DASNY, Sarah Antonacci, an Assistant Director of Grants Administration, and Sean Rosny. And that's our team that spearheads the HECap program, and we're all very honored to be working on this program, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. And again, thank you for all the hard work. So at this time, I'd like to start moving some of the items on the agenda. The first item being the election of the chair of the HECap board. Do we have a motion to elect the chair?
We have a motion.
Seconded.
Okay. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Okay, the motion is passed. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the July 30th, 2019 meeting, which was a while ago. Do we have any comments on or corrections to the minutes?
Mr. Chair, I would like to be recorded as abstaining because I was not a member of the board at the time of this meeting.
Thank you, Senator. So recorded. Assemblymember Glick, any changes or any changes?
No changes. It looks fine. I move to accept.
Okay, then I will second that, and that motion will pass. At this time, I'd like to go back to Ms. Richards to provide us a status update of the previously awarded grants, summary of the applications we've received for the fourth request for grant applications. Sarah?
Great, thank you. For competitive round one, those were grants that were awarded back in February of 2016 for projects to be completed between April 1, 2014 and March 31st, 2017. Out of those 29 awardees, 19 have executed grant disbursement agreements. That is the contract between DASNY and the college or university. Those total about $21 million. 18 of those have been fully paid out, and one is in the requisition process. We did have 8 institutions from that round withdraw from the program. Those grants totaled close to 12 million. Those funds have been rolled into future rounds of the HECap program. And we only have 2 left from competitive round 1 that are still in process. Competitive round 2, those grants were awarded June 27th, 2018 by the board for projects to be completed between August 1, 2017 and August 1st, 2020. Out of the 39 institutions that received grants in that round, 7 have executed grant disbursement agreements, 9 institutions withdrew from the program, and as before, the amount of those withdrawn grants were rolled into future HECap rounds. There are 23 from that round that we are still working with to finalize their projects to move forward to contract. Competitive round 3, those were the grants awarded the last time the board met. 35 institutions were awarded grants on July 30th for projects to be completed between August 1, 2018 and August 1st, 2021. We have 1 executed grant disbursement agreement. 2 institutions have withdrawn from the 3rd round. Again, those funds have been rolled forward. And the HECap team is working diligently with all grantees to finalize their awards so that they can access their grant funds. We have been made aware that a number of colleges and universities, not surprisingly, have experienced some delays as a result of COVID. So that, but with the prior rounds, brings us to where we are today. Competitive round 4, and these are the projects that the board is considering at this meeting. The request for grant applications was issued on January 29th, 2020, and the applications were due in August 2020. That deadline was originally March, but was extended again due to COVID. The funding levels for the awards were structured to try to reach all colleges and universities, small to large, and all sizes of projects, from small equipment purchases to large capital construction projects. The projects are to be completed between September 1 of 2020 and September 1, 2024. We had 35 institutions who applied for a grant award. Those applications totaled $57.2 million. We had a similar review process to what has taken place in the past. We had 5 DASNY staff members, 4 in the grants administration unit, 1 in our public finance department, review and score the applications based upon project eligibility according to the statute, as well as financial readiness. And as before, the applications needed to receive a minimum score of 70 in order to be awarded a grant. So in a first, I'm happy to report that all 35 applicants did score 70 or above on their applications. And we are happy to see that these applications were very good as a group. And the list of grantees will be posted on our website after the meeting. And I will say also, COVID has forced us to move to a electronic grant processing, which is a welcome change. So we will be working with this round of colleges and universities in an electronic format, which should allow information to flow back and forth much more quickly. So with that, I will turn it back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Richards. The next item of business is a resolution to award the HECap grants for the 4th round as set forth in the resolution. First, do we have any questions from any of the members regarding any of the projects on the resolution?
No, I've reviewed that and I have no questions based on the information provided.
Thank you,
And,
Assemblymember Glick.
I reviewed it also, and I want to thank Sarah Richards for giving me a briefing in detail on not just the grants, but the entire process. It was very helpful, and I appreciate the transparency.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, so hearing no questions, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the resolution. Do we have a motion?
I do
Yes.
so move.
Okay. Moved by Assembly Member Glick. And do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Senator Stavisky. And so with that, the resolution passes. Well, we were voting the resolution. All in favor of the resolution?
Aye.
Aye.
The resolution passes. This concludes the business before the board. Unless there's any other business that any of the members would like to go over today.
None for me.
Okay.
None for
then-
me.
Great. So with that, again, I'd like to thank Dasney and the staff for all the work that you've done to date and for being flexible in the process so that we can get the grants out during COVID, revising the processes to make sure that these awards could happen. So thank you very much. So we have a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Move to adjourn.
Move to adjourn by Senator Stavisky. Do we have a second?
Second.
With that, meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right, thank you.